Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wildstar Addon guide. These are not like the spotlights that I do, these are meant to teach you how to do something. So let's go ahead and get started because, well, I don't want to get yelled at again. Today we're going to be talking about PotatoUI and how to make it work. The first and foremost thing you need to know is hit /PU in order to pull up the PotatoUI main thing if you have closed it. So let's go ahead and get started with the editing. So we have had the most recent update, which gives you more cast bars. Multi-tap, one of the newest ones that comes with it, and it is more or less like all the others, except that it functions with the multi-tap feature that certain classes have. The engineer does not have any, so I cannot demonstrate, but I can assure you that it will work just fine. This is coming with more options soon. This is a very, very good mod if you like updates, because Mr. Potato stays on the ball. But let's go ahead and talk about the normal stuff that was already in. So if you click the little settings button right here, you will see a long list of options, going from everything from showing the frame. You can turn it completely off, which is what I do with several of them. Turning portraits on and off, very simple. The show icons are the difficulty icons that come with mobs. So for example, if this was a prime, which is a very difficult target, you would you'd be able to see it on the side or on this side. But however, for my character frame, I always turn it off because I don't need it. Moving on, there will be more customization for the background and borders. You can even see them in the background. You can reposition and resize your windows in this frame. However, you can simply drag them or go to the very corner and click and drag will allow you to scale it. Now let's talk about the HP bars. Very simple and beautiful layout. You can choose which way you want your bars to fill, so if you would rather them go from this way to this way, you would switch over to left to right and it would fill that way or decrease that way, however you want to look at it. You can choose the transparency, you can choose custom, or you can choose the class. We will get into how to set the class so that all classes are like that in a short bit. You have several options for what to put in your thing. We'll actually change the middle one for now. You can see you have your name, detailed, shortened, percentage, super short. Really the only thing I prefer is just shortened. Very, very nice, very sweet. I like to change this as well, not to action, but to Wildstar. Cannot use the bold, bolder, italics, but you can use the outline with this. You have to go with standard if you want to use those, but I don't see a point. I like just using Wildstar personally. But there are several other options, and I'm sure maybe probably more to come later. All of this is very, very nicely put together. Next we have, oh, I guess I should show this. The bars, as you can see, I am using frost. There is true frost, which I'm not sure if that's supposed to show a person's face or not, but it probably is. It's probably a joke that I do not get. But there are several that you can go with. They all look really good. And again, probably something that might have more coming in the future and maybe even more customization for it. Who knows the depth that Mr. Potato has. But it's awesome. But moving on, shield options, much the same as these, so not really a whole lot to go over. You can change the color. Having class color for it doesn't make much sense. You probably want to leave it at the blue, but maybe you like it to be purple. Your choice. Transparency, make it a little transparent if you want for some reason. Moving right along, sword bar, this will pop up under the bottom here. Again, same thing. Can't make it show without it being happening. Resource bar shows up right under here. However, I usually just disable this completely because you have your own independent resource bar for your class that comes in its own separate bar. Cast bars, normal. This is the layout that I like. We can talk about the pets if you have pets. Very much the same. However, for the most part, I disable everything except their health. I turn the transparency down all the way for shields and absorbs because I do not need them. It's a bot. I just need to be able to right click to send it away. Focus frame is much the same as everything else if you have any questions about that. I happen to just do the shields and the health. Other than that, I don't really use focus frames a whole lot, so I don't really worry about it. But there are many classes such as healers and whatnot that I can see that would want that, and it is a very good thing indeed. Moving on to the target frame, I do much the same that I do with mine, but I do leave this on over here so that I can see all the goodness and make sure that I'm not attacking a prime on accident because I'm not paying attention. It happens all the time. And every other frame is like this. There's a lot more customization coming. For example, this was just added. Very nice. Allows a great deal of customization and awesomeness. Your sprint and dash now have a texture as well. The resource bar will be getting one in the future, I believe. And all this can be seen in the patch notes, but for now, what we have is just a texture option, which does look pretty spiffy, to be honest. Pet bar, really nothing to change there. Guess you could put has pet, right? I mean, by the option you'd want to choose. So if your pet's not out, you can't tell it to go somewhere. I do not use the pet buffs, target of target buffs, target of target cast. Target of target for me is mainly as a tank. I just want to know if they get debuffed with something and I need to taunt off. Other than that, it is not important. You have a combat button that you can place anywhere you want. This will say, hey, you're in combat, buddy. And that's it. Fairly short add-on review guide, but if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. But there is one last tidbit that we can talk about, or save. Basically, if you get disconnected or anything, your settings do not get saved. This will force it to do a reload so that they do save, or you can make sure that you just hit reload UI, but you probably should. There's a temporary option currently for low HP and moments of opportunity. Prevent bar text overlap. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's right there on the screen. I like it. I like more options. More options are always good. Profiles. Currently, you can just copy settings from another one, but profiles will be added soon, I'm assuming, or at some point at least. And then we have the coloring. So this is the default carbine one. Then there's Benji plates. Then there's grid. And then there's custom, which makes them all white, and then you choose what they are. By the way, I did choose just straight red for my target frame because I don't want it switching colors all the time. I like it to be a stagnant color because if I'm targeting it, I'm most likely killing it, including allies. Anyway, and then last you have this, which is to turn off the resource bar if you so desire, and then to retain the default carbine one. Again, many more options will be added to this, and I will go over them as needed. Other than that, I thank you for watching. I encourage you to thumbs up the video if this helped you out any. If you have any questions, toss them down below. I will answer them to the best of my ability, and if I cannot, I will contact Mr. Potato and back to you on whatever I can. The only other, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to send them to him or me. Probably him, but you can send them to me if you don't. You're scared or whatever. You also have a reset button. Very good. And you have a hide button. And again, /PUI will bring it back up. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. And I encourage you to have a great day and go crazy customizing PotatoUI. Peace, guys.